Look, if you had one shot or one opportunity to seize everything you ever wanted in one moment, would you capture it or just let it slip? You're going to find out in the next 72 hours, fire signs, when something dawns on you. It's an idea that comes once in a lifetime that requires you to go beyond normal in order to strike that alchemical, magical moment where you can make the impossible possible. But it does require you to let go of yourself, to lose yourself, so to speak. And that opening passage there was, of course, from that song, Lose Yourself by Eminem. There's something coming in here that is going to dawn on you like a brilliant idea. It's in regard to a situation that you've been studying for quite a while, I feel. You've been looking into this matter. You've looked at it in such a level of concentration that you've distilled a situation that could seem very complex to a micro level, where clearly you've been able to arrive at a place of distinction. You've been able to define something in a way that is not made sense of on an intellectual level. It's something more that you've just come to understand the energy of. There's not really words for it, but with this insight, with this study, going into the center of something here, you are now armed with what you need to say, what you need to do, and how you need to say it, and when you need to say or do it. This opportunity will come. And I feel like this is what you're getting. You're getting the key here where you understand suddenly how to achieve a certain objective, how to hit a target. The action will be meteoric. It's like a real fast rise. It's like this moment of success, but it's a little glimmer in time. You only got one shot. Don't miss your chance to blow. This opportunity comes once in a lifetime. It's that kind of energy. You got one shot to get this right. It's got the feeling of burning hot, burning bright, but burning fast. It's like a flash, brilliant and swift. It took donkey years to arrive at a flash in the pan moment. That's what I got around this. That's the download around this. And it is only one shot. Something cannot be repeated. And it won't matter what other angle you look at it from. It won't matter. Any effort to try to figure out a way to replicate this will fall flat. It won't work. You got one shot. That's what I got. And there's something coming in here around this. There's a golden idea that's coming into your awareness where suddenly you know exactly what you need to do to hit the mark. It's like a little divine intercession coming in here. Here's what you've been looking for. This is the key. You say you want this. Are you sure you know what you want? Because here's the key that opens up that door of opportunity. But you got to act swiftly, precisely. You have to be able to make the distinction, and you can't blow the opportunity. It doesn't come around again. That's what I got. It won't be able to be repeated. There may be others who witness this. I'm almost seeing these buttons as others witnessing this happening. It's almost something that inspires a certain sense of awe or wonder, like, how is that even possible? How did they do that? How did they pull that off? Others may try to go in your footsteps. They may try to grok your little secret formula here. They don't understand. it took donkey years to get here. Like, you've been on a long journey here. You've been through the desert on a horse with no name, okay? You've been trying to figure something out, how to achieve an objective, how to get what you want. That's what it comes down to. And maybe this is what's sort of dawning on you. You finally really understand what you want. There's something about that vision that crystallizes or becomes clear for you over the next 72 hours. Interesting way to start off, okay? We're going to dive into this energy with the Arcane BS deck here, all right, and get a collective read. And then we're going to jump into individual fire sign reads here. This, of course, is a little blocking energy there. You got some opposite fire signs, okay? You do have some opposition going on here. So there's something else out there or someone else out there that's at odds with your vision. I got that because it was 6:06. On the clock, right when that blocking energy came in. And sometimes I appreciate recording through streaming for that reason. It really highlights where there's, certain energetic connections that can compromise things that can lure, beckon, tempt, distract, that can prevent you having the opportunity of this one moment, right? One moment in time to affect your destiny, you could say, but could easily be stolen through temptation. The temptation of other things that lure, that beckon, that distract. They act as blockages, but it's hard to see at the time until you get caught up in it. Then you can lose yourself in a whole other way. Also, that's another component to look at here. What is it going to cost? Is there a sacrifice involved in having this moment of brilliance, this moment of success? Is the success you once wanted still the same success that your soul hungers for? These are all themes, energies coming in. When we're doing these next 72 hours, there are themes that are introduced. They can play out over time. These reads are timeless. You can revisit these reads down the road and you'll find that, wow, okay, that's what was coming in back then. I see the seed points, what started that growth cycle, but now I'm seeing the results. It's pretty interesting the way readings play out. So these energies are being introduced right now for Aries, Leo, Sagittarius, all placements, all prominent placements, all significant placements in their respective houses as well. The first house for Aries, the fifth house for Leo, and the ninth house for Sagittarius, as well as their descendant signs, which would be Libra rising for Aries, Aquarius rising for Leo. Congratulations in order for Aquarius rising. I just hear there's something that you just released, you just cleansed from your life. That's something to celebrate. That was a good judgment call. It's going to bring in a very positive turn of fortune for you. You're not going to feel like you were born under a bad star anymore, I got. Okay, so there's something here that's going to open up for you. You cleanse something away. That doesn't happen very often, but that's coming in very strongly for Leo descendants, Aquarius rising. All right, good job there, man. That's a good way to start out. And if you are a Gemini rising, that makes you a Sagittarius descendant. All right, so let's dive into this energy. Let's get some more details of this message, this collective download. Aries is no longer in the North Node position. That's given way to Pisces. So that's a big transformation that went down on the 11th. That changes a lot of things. The energy is now in a state where it's more mutable. It's not in that sort of like real pull your boots up and get to work kind of mode that we had with the cardinal signs, holding down those nodes of destiny. This is a little bit more about finding a new way to flow, a new way to do that kind of work as we move forward into expansion. And it looks like you got an idea of something you want to seize, an opportunity. It's everything you wanted, but it's only in one moment here, okay? So something's coming in to alert you about this, or maybe point the way there, introduce this theme for you. Fire signs. Let's see what we got here. Yeah, I think you've been just kind of like making do. You know, it feels like that here. You've been making do. You've been, you know, doing what you need to do to sort of like, you know, keep yourself satisfied, but you're not really satiated. You know what I mean? There's a difference with being satisfied and with being truly satiated. Satisfied is like, yeah, you know, that'll do. And satiate is like, that hit the spot. That's exactly what I needed. And often what we learn and on the way to figuring out what we want is that what we want also is something that fulfills a certain need too. It's usually the two pieces, but we tend to separate them. And the best thing is when what you need is exactly what you want. And that's something that you're figuring out here. And I do feel like there's something that has drawn your attention here. I'm looking at the great white shark. Great white shark always keeps things moving. They need to keep things moving to survive. And of course, they are known to be kind of like the top of the food chain, at least as there's that movement through the waterway, right? But there are a couple of times when you can see a great white go into this kind of position. One is right before they're about to strike at a target, right? But another is when they're just wanting to sort of like breach, you know, they're wanting to breach that barrier of the surface of the sea and just get a feeling for a moment, right? It's that same kind of energy. It's like a flash in the pan. They get this one moment to experience what it feels like to fly. And you see that off the coast in Africa. I mean, it happens everywhere, but you get to see a lot of that action off the coast of Africa with the great whites, you know, they get airborne. There's another time this happens too, though, when they're entranced and they're in kind of like a hypnotic state. And I feel like this is kind of the energy that's coming in the next 72 hours. There's something that's caught your attention here. There's something you're drawn in by. You're in a bit of a trance around it. Got the number 3 here coming in, 3 as significant. You may have been working with a couple other people on hatching a plot or making some game plan around something. You may get news from one of these individuals that a certain approach was not successful, or perhaps others that they know that they're connected to tried to take an action to achieve some kind of objective with you, but it fell flat. It's kind of coming out like that, okay? There's some action that was taken by a group of people to achieve a certain objective. It fell flat. It didn't work out. But I feel like you're hearing about this. So whether this is an objective you were trying to achieve, like some kind of business objective, and maybe you were working with a couple other people on it, or maybe this is a few people who were hoping to, you know, achieve some kind of desired result with you, whatever that may be, all right? I'm not quite sure of the intention just yet. It's a little layered, you know? I think that's why you are sort of entranced here, okay? Because whether this is something you're hearing about, that somebody tried to, you know, achieve a certain objective with you, but they weren't successful, somebody else caught wind of it and they're letting you know about that. or whether a plan you had with others is like not making the mark. You're getting some kind of news about this, that somebody's plot was foiled or a particular approach was not successful. And so it's making you like take another look at a situation. You might be taking a look at 3 particular characters in order to arrive at a certain judgment call here. I think that's what you're distilling down to a micro level. So you can clearly like understand the optics of a situation. Okay, this is how it's coming in. I think this is what's gonna like hatch your brilliant idea here. This thing that is coming in as a key to unlock a door, maybe a door that's really been a challenge to get beyond. I think there's a need here, though, maybe to ditch a couple, okay, a couple others here in this situation, if you're going to find the way through, or to possibly ditch, you know, sort of a polarized perspective. Like your heart may tell you one thing, but, you know, your head tells you another. There's a third option here. I feel like that's what's coming through. Like if you look at the way this is even laid out here. This is kind of funny. It's a little irreverent, but it's funny. Like look at the toilet seat here, right? It's kind of funny. It's like her head here is almost mimicking the toilet seat. But see, this is what's coming in, that vision, look down here, that's the way through, right? But it requires you maybe to disconnect from either a couple different options, approaches, people that you were integrating in something, okay? That pull your heart in one direction and your head in another. It's like that's something that's keeping you divided from what you want here. And I see that the manifestation wants to come in, and some like previous disappointment is meant to fall behind you here so that a rightful order can be restored. Now, achieving this rightful order, or what is just in a situation, or to actually see what you want, everything you want, come to fruition in that one moment. 17:44 on the clock, 8:44, that's what time it is. Double 8, 16. It does require kind of like a tower. It does require something false to fall. It does require something being dismantled. I do feel like there is something that you were working on that you've taken it as far as it can go, like it can't go any further. You do have an opportunity to get everything you wanted in one moment, but there's something you're still throwing at a certain objective that's not the objective anymore. And I think that's what you're going to realize. Yeah, threw it on its head. That's what you're going to realize, see, because this brilliant idea is going to come in. And that's what's going to light up the way through. Then you're not like torn in two anymore. It's like the way comes through you, through the dawning of this brilliant idea. It does require you, though, to give a finger to sort of like settling for less than what you're really wanting here. You're wanting that like meteoric experience. You know what I'm saying? It's your nature, your fire. You're meant to blaze a trail. You're meant to burn real hot and fast, you know? You're meant to illuminate things and transform things and change the landscape. That's what fire does, man. But I feel like it's time for you really to be free of so much that's kind of like held you back because you've still been throwing something, you know, repeatedly at an old objective. Well, the target's moved. The target's moved. And you don't recognize that where the target's moved is actually moved in the direction that totally gives you like a straight shot, like a meteoric rise to that stone of destiny and activating that for yourself. But it does require you giving a finger to the woe is me BS, man. Oh, I don't know how to make it happen. Oh, I don't have what I need. BS. Come on, man. It's been a long time that you've been studying the optics of a situation. It's one of those things that is going to make you realize like the moment's coming very soon. It's coming very soon for you to cut off whatever has been holding you back from enacting this transformation here, enacting this vision. It's like distractions. It's choosing distractions. It's like choosing to keep connection to things that will purposefully pull you to and fro. Because if they do, then you always have an excuse for why you didn't head down that road. That's what I see. That's how it's coming out here, fire signs. Let me see what else we got. Yeah, do you see, man? You got to take this bull by the horns. It's got you going in two different directions here, and it's splitting you in two. But you got to have the strength. You got to muster the strength to do that. And you've already taken on some unnecessary wounds here by continuing to feed a certain objective that's really just keeping you divided. It isn't getting you where you want to go, and it's not aligned with your truth. But I do see you're going to take the bull by the horns here, and you're going to resolve this matter. Some of you may be dealing with a Taurus for that bull energy to come in. Some of you may be dealing with somebody born in the year of the ox. Both are stubborn as hell. Both can be difficult. Both can be really intractable here. If you got a strong Taurus placement, this is a part of you that is really stubborn, that's intractable, that's holding you back. It isn't working in this mutable climate. No, no, no. That might be coming through for Sagittarius there. We don't have enough spoons for this kind of action anymore. You can't be loyal to whipping a dead horse. What's that? There's no beginning there. There's no beginning there. Something needs to change. You keep telling yourself, it's probably nothing. No, it's something. You already know it's come undone. You know that doesn't work. Stop kidding yourself. You know, you're smarter than that. And nobody's going to buy it anyway. They already know you're intelligent. They know you're sharp. So you can't play stupid. It doesn't work like that. It don't work like that for Sag. That one's coming through very strong for Sag, man. I have to say, that came in so strongly there. Kind of, Sag, I wanted to call you out right off the bat. Yeah, I mean, this stuff, how much have you crammed in the crypt there? It's like time to open the crypt. It's time to set the souls free. It's time to howl at the moon. It's time to take all these parts of you that you've just been sort of stuffing down, sometimes stuffing down, at the cantina, stuffing down with your tacos, your burritos, stuffing down with food, stuffing down with vices, stuffing down with things that are good distractions in the moment, pleasurable diversions, you could say. But there's all these parts of yourself that are just aching to go through this transformation. There's a lot of blockage around it. So you got to understand, there's like people around you though that they're not going to support that. They don't want to see you transform. They don't. See, they lose out. They lose out if you transform. And that's the truth of it. I think you're going to start to realize this. There may be something coming in for you really strongly around this with the Leo full moon that comes in on the 12th of February. It's going to be a huge transformation point when you're like, nope. It's like the muse comes in and lights you up, and you have to act on this, fire signs. You have to act on this. The Sagittarian energy coming in there too. It's also talking about the call for expansion is too strong. The optimism that rises in the spirit as a result is undeniable. It can't be turned away from. And there's something that's sort of formulating within you, and it's your very own philosophy of life. And it works for you. It worked for you. Whereas in the past, when you devoted yourself to the community vision, when you agreed to look through the window in the grid that they all thought was the right view to have, the right, kind of a landscape to look over there, you got caught with your pants down. You supported something, you were behind it, and then, these people that are supposed to be loyal to you, they bit the hand that fed them, right? But now, you turn that energy around. You got the chance to get this key, right? That opens the doors that were denied to you. You got a chance to turn this energy around. But it only comes once. So what are you going to do? The piper's already been paid. You know this very well. You've had to pay the piper with interest, I have to say. But the road is opening here. The road is opening, okay? But you really got to look at this, man. I mean, you're meant to head out on that highway, all right? And you got what it takes to endure the lean times, the difficult times, but you are running low on fuel here. And that's why you need to bring a tower to some people here that need to understand the necessity for you to experience this transformation in your life, because there's an objective you got here. It's this vision coming in, and it's aligned with your truth, and you want to be the first to get there. You want to be the first to get there and achieve this objective. But you can't do that if you're continuing to sort of like support this old viewpoint, this old objective that's connected to a community. You need to break free of the hive mind. Yep. And I see you doing that. I see you doing that once you make this decision, because you haven't made this decision yet. You haven't. You are taking your time here. Right now, you're still chasing shadows a little bit with look at this effing hourglass here, okay? So I feel like right now you're actually recovering something from the shadows. It's necessary in order for the fire to be lit. See, this is heading south. South on the medicine wheel. That is the direction of the fire of transformation. So I feel like right now you're in the process of chasing this. It's because you're hypnotized, right? That shark energy. You're entranced by something. It's leading you into the fire of transformation. It's what it is, okay? And you're getting closer to it, not further from it, with space death here in reverse. But there's going to come this illuminating moment when you're going to recognize what needs to be done with the decision maker here in reverse. See, there's something here that does need to be cut off. And it frees you from a certain knot in your thread of fate that allows you to have control over how you weave that into the destiny of your desires. I feel like this is it, really. This is how it's coming through. It's coming through as this moment that you have where it's an opportunity to seize everything you ever wanted. It involves you making the right choice about what to cut off here. Ooh, that's spicy. That's spicy, because I feel like that's what you've been struggling with. Maybe you've been struggling with not really knowing what should be let go of, and you felt conflicted about that. Okay, let me do a cut of the deck here, fire signs, see what we got. Digging goes. That's why you're digging this back up. You see, it's like, no, I got to do one more deep dive into the shadow here, because there's something that is haunting me, and I got to dig a little deeper here. I think that's what has you sort of hypnotized. Yeah, there's something here, you know, you can feel it. You might be doing this online too. This might have something to do with some kind of like online interaction. Again, maybe you've been studying something online. It's like a manifestation that you're considering. And I think there's also something about it that's a little bit of a mystery to you. And so you've really been like, you've been fixated on something for a long time, like donkey years. You've been distilling a situation down to a microscopic level. You know the devil's in the details. But there's also something else there too that promises some kind of treasure. The pyramids also house lots of treasure. You're digging for that treasure. It's something you feel like, yes, this is my birthright. I'm meant to have this. I think these are all things that are like tumbling into the consciousness, dawning on you over the next 72 hours. These themes are starting to introduce themselves to you, fire signs, all right? I'm going to go into reads for each of the individual fire signs now. And I'm going to pull out the tarot, the dragons. For this, we got Aries coming in at 3122, okay? So somebody you're teaming up with here, Aries, somebody you're teaming up with here to lay down a foundation, something to launch off of in the future, all right? Bottom of the deck energy here, we got the Queen of Cups. So somebody who has a vision, somebody who's a creative type, all right? Somebody that you feel maybe inspired by. Maybe you see a jump off point in something that they're creating, something they bring to the table. You want to explore something here, okay? Could be water sign energy, Cancer, Pisces, Scorpio. All right, let's check this out. See what is coming in here for Aries. Any placements in Aries, strong first house placements. Or if you are a Libra rising, what is coming in over the next 72 hours for Aries? Let's check it out. All right. Bottom of the deck. 9 of Wands. You're at the ready, but you're in a real strong position here. This particular 9 of Wands has sort of achieved a certain vantage point, a certain elevation that provides a certain advantage here. I do feel like you got an Ace of Wands in your hands. You have some power in your hands. I think it was a climb to get here. So you feel pretty secure in like holding that down. Like this is not something you're going to like readily relinquish here. And yet at the same time, I think you are prepared for some objections, challenges, you know, things to come your way that kind of muck things up. It's 33 on the clock around that. You may be anticipating communications on this level. You may be anticipating certain people wanting to connect with you that could bring those kind of challenges in tow. All right, let's see what we got here. Aries, what's coming in here for Aries over the next 72 hours? It's like you're waiting for it. You can feel it coming in. Yeah. 10 of Wands here. Yeah, you can feel it coming in. There may be 2 here that you can feel that they have some desire to place some burden on you in some way. I think these people, you're sort of at a place of exhaustion with them. You're burned out on the situation, but I think you feel it. Like you feel their energy. You feel these people still kind of like, you know, trying to connect with you, trying to involve themselves in your life, your decisions, when you've made it clear that, you know, you've got enough on your plate. You don't have time for this. I think it's intentional. I have to tell you, whatever this influence is, Aries, to me, it feels like a purposeful, like trying to wear you out or exhaust you. And you would be better off just really maybe putting some boundaries down in that situation. I think this is something that'll become clear to you. Yeah. See, you're on the rise with something here. You're getting an opportunity that's coming your way. And for a lot of you, this is connected around something you're growing for yourself, either financially, with a business. There's some opportunity for success here that's arriving for you. And it's very much connected to your North Node. It's connected to some objective that you're supposed to achieve at this time. But in order for you to do that, you really got to kind of stay focused on it. And you need to be diligent with it. And you can't have a lot of distractions. And I do feel that, you know, there may be others who want to play a part in this. And yet this may be something that really is just for you. You've been kind of laying down the foundation for this. It does lead you to some real happiness here with the sun, okay? Leo energy coming in there. This is also just you finally hitting that mark. And this is something you really want to invest in. It's where your happiness lies. This is like your field of dreams coming into view for you. But, you know, it doesn't come to fruition unless you're really laying it on the line, right? Doing what you need to do to capture it. And it does require a lot of work. It does. It's heavy lifting, okay? Which requires a lot of focus. But the reason why one carries the 10 of Wands is because they know they have a sense of purpose. Like, I got to get here. I got to achieve this. I know this is where my sun is. This is where my happiness is. And I'm not going to let the dawn slip from my horizon, man. I'm going to achieve that. There's an understanding that what you're wanting to achieve requires that kind of focus and that kind of diligence and that kind of work. And that's exactly why there's going to be people that try to exhaust you with demands they put on your time. Okay? You can't suffer none of that because it's going to overburden you. And then you're not going to be able to carry the responsibility that comes with the power that's in your hands right now to affect this change you want to see. You really got to have a strategy here with the Page of Swords so you can maintain this focus. And this distraction, you know, with the Page of Swords, it may be coming from like messages you're getting online. It may be coming from social media. It may be coming through, you know, somebody who's continually like kind of reaching out to you, wanting to connect, you know, then maybe it's just like, you know, you don't really want to connect with this person on that level, or you don't want to connect with them all the time, or maybe they're wanting to be involved in something that, you know, you're more a private person and you're just like, I don't need to share all this with you. Like, there's something about it that's feeling burdening to you though, because it distracts you from what you need to do. And then you start to feel a little bit pressurized here. Okay. So this is a matter of boundaries. And yes, if you're wondering if they've been keeping an eye on you online, yes, they've been keeping an eye on you online. Without a doubt, for sure. Okay. Let me see. Any more details about this? Any more details about this before I do a cut of the deck? And then I'm going to do one round with my shadow light playing cards here. What have we got on the bottom of the deck here? 6 of Pentacles. Yeah, you know, they see that you're actively involved in gathering something here for yourself. There's something you're working on. and they want to come around, right? They want to come around and they want to be involved in what you're doing here, Aries, but it's so they can eat, right? You've worked very hard here for something that you're investing a lot of your time and energy in. It brings you some success. It brings you some happiness. It's the fulfillment of what you really want. This is going to be more crystallized for you here. I do see you employing a lot of strategy, but there's also people paying attention to what you're doing, and they're hoping to hitch a ride, or they're hoping to maybe, you know, take advantage of your hard work here, okay? And claim those rewards for themselves. So there's something you do need to be mindful of here in this situation. Let me do a cut of the deck, and we'll get some more details about this for you. Okay, so we have a Sire of Swords, do you see? But through really using the intellect, being very decisive, knowing what needs to be cut off in order for you to achieve your objective and to have this transformation, you know, you really need to pull from that air energy. You could be a Libra rising. This could be coming in very strongly for you, or if you have a strong air sign placement in your chart, but it is working with that more kind of air elemental quality where you can be sort of detached, not in an unhealthy way, but just detached as in really staying focused on your objectives for what's needed to create transformation in a situation. Look at that, man. You do that, and there you are, Emperor. You seize the kingdom, okay? This is good energy. You just can't get distracted here. You can't get distracted. And I think you know what this is, because there's, you know, a couple characters here that, you know, they kind of stir things up, or they feel like obliged to have your free time, your energy, and that's just not the case, all right? So this is about laying down some boundaries and being aware of this. Yeah, bottom of the deck, theory of 11 here. So there is something that is coming into alignment for you. But it's a moment, remember? It's a moment to seize that kingdom and everything you ever wanted. You can't blow the opportunity. And you could. You could if you get slowed down, because you let yourself, you know, tend to other people's need to know what you're going to say or do, and when or how you're going to say or do it. You know, that's kind of how it's coming through. You need to be aware of this energy, Aries, all right? Let's check this out. Get a layer of understanding coming through. A little good old-timey cartomancy here. That something's really been causing a source of disappointment for you. You may be wondering why you keep falling short, or why you're not achieving a certain objective. And it is because of these connections, you know, that are kind of wanting to divert your attention in their direction. It's draining. And I do feel like, you know, these are people that you care about. You know, they're people that you have like a sense of connection with, right? They're just not understanding that you have to stay really focused right now, and that some things are for you to know and are none of their business. All right, let me get some more details. This could be family that's being a little challenging for some of you, or it can just be, you know, connections with people that, you know, they're meant to be part of your life, but they're not meant to, you know every freaking detail of your life. It's got that energy. So you got a certain power in your hands. You're about to take a really strong action here. And it's totally aligned for you. I see that. It is completely aligned for you here. It's a little bit of last laugh energy. But you could be dealing with a Queen of Clubs in the shadow that's having a difficult time with this. This could be a competitive energy that's having a hard time seeing you get a certain power in your hands. Yeah, they'd like to seize that power or that opportunity for themselves. This is that 7 of spades energy. Lying, cheating, stealing, playing dirty, dirty pool energy. Okay, so you could have a competitor here that doesn't like seeing you have this last laugh, or doesn't like seeing you have this power in your hands. So you do need to be aware of that, right? You do. You need to be aware of that here. Because you may have a good vantage point here, but there is somebody who wants to challenge that position. They do. A queen of clubs in the shadow is a real kind of like scandalous character, okay? They want what they want, and they'll do whatever they have to do to get it. It's not a good energy, all right? It's a very conniving energy. It's an energy that will work you, you know? Yeah, you want to be aware of that. They work with seduction a lot to get what they want, and seduction can come through on many different levels. It doesn't just have to be on a sexual level. Seduction can also come with a lot of promises of what's going to be delivered, or really polishing something up to make it look like, you know, just this amazing opportunity. And it's nothing but fool's gold. So you do have to be aware of this. Some of you could be dealing with another fire sign, and you need to be live to this, okay? Aries, Leo, Sagittarius. Or you could be dealing with a Libra rising, or you could be dealing with an Aquarius rising or a Gemini rising. All right, if you want to make it really specific here. But there is something going on here that you need to be aware of. You got a competitor. Whatever you want, there's a competitor for what you want. And they don't feel like you should have this position, and they want to challenge it. I see it. I think you're going to become aware of this. For a lot of you, this is around your work. This is around your work. And somebody's hoping to work you in order to gain the upper hand in a situation here. And yeah, you are going to hear about this. You're going to catch wind of this. I think you already sense it. Something doesn't feel right in the air between you, okay? Or maybe it's communication that's been lacking. That's what's sort of alerting you. That might be the optics you're tuning into here that don't feel right, okay? I do think something's coming to light, you know. Why is somebody all warmed up to me all of a sudden? Now they're approaching me and they're being affectionate after the way they were back there. You think it's sus. You suspect the advance. All right, let's get some more details here about this for Aries. More details about this for Aries. Okay, I'd like some light coming up there to cross that energy that wants to be opposed of you being in the position you're in. Basis of the matter, they can grit their teeth all they want. Like, this is coming in for you with the 3 of clubs. Oh, they tried, man. They tried to sink your battleship multiple times, I have to say. Completely unsuccessful, just like the opening message. Like, this could be a case for you, Aries, where you've had a few people that have been trying to challenge your spot. They want what you got, and they've been trying to challenge your spot, and you've been holding down the fort, and you're like, no, I'm not giving up my spot. All right. And so, yeah, it could be a little bit of a battle weary kind of situation. It's your moment. It's your moment. That's what people don't understand. Like, this is your moment. It's your moment. It's not something they can take from you. A moment is something that's marked for a soul. It's not something that can be stolen. You can't take someone's moment. The only thing that can happen is you can blow it by allowing yourself to be like taken in or distracted by nonsense that causes you to fumble it, man. And then the moment slips by and it can't be recaptured. You know, this is the part you have to remember. This moment, it's something that's a matter of divine timing that's coming in for you. It's this moment. It's now or never. You take it or you don't, but you don't get a repeat. That's the way it's coming through. This is something that can't be repeated. No matter what angle you work or how you try to, you know, adjust your view of it, you got one opportunity to hit this mark, crossing this, you see? And so that's why you need to really be aware of the potential blocking energies that you let in. Because if you're getting worn down because somebody's always challenging your position and you're trying to make it work with them, you got to start questioning them. Are they really working with you or are they working against you? Right? That's what that's about. Okay? That's what that's about. All right? Let me do a cut in the deck here. I mean, I think that feels pretty good. You got something really great coming in here for you. Yes, stay in your power, man. Okay? Hold your own fire here. Don't let it be challenged by another. Okay? And don't fight fire with fire, because that's really going to get you caught up. That's how you're going to trip yourself up. You're going to be so caught up in that, so distracted, you're not going to realize that your moment already came until it passes you by. And that's what you need to be aware of here. Yep. And it will pass you by with the Six of Swords in the shadow. And that power that you once held, it will burn out. You see? This is this very rare moment you're being given here, where you're getting an opportunity to reverse something that has been a terrible disappointment in your life. And you get to reclaim what was lost. That moment you waited for. The one moment that holds everything you ever wanted. All right? It's there for the taking. It wants to come in for you, but you could be distracted by this. So pay attention, because if you get distracted by this, Aries, you're going to lose really big. You're going to lose really big. But I think this is going to be revealed to you, okay? It's going to be pointed out to you. And what you do with it is what you do with it, Aries. But I would say strike while the iron's hot. You know, burn hot, burn bright, be brilliant and swift, and you won't regret it. That's how it's coming through. All right, we're going to go to Leo now. All right, Leo at 5210. Let's see what's coming in for you, Leo. I'm going to go ahead and shuffle these a few times. Cut your deck a few times too. Before we take a look at the bottom of the deck energy. Came in with 5210, so 710. I do feel like you're about to arrive at the other side of what you brought to an end. I think you've been working on walking away from something, leaving something behind you. You've been sort of in that in-between place, but I think your star is coming into view. And you're starting to feel like a sense of optimism, or like maybe not all was for naught. Maybe something does come through all this after all. Okay. Ooh, Ace of Wands for you too. Yeah, you got some power that's being put in your hands here too. So it looks like a real like igniting point so far for the fire signs coming in here. You know, there's an action that's required with this. So when we get a certain power in our hands, we're not meant to hold it, right? We're not meant to hold it. That's when we can become out of balance, when we grip power too tightly. The Ace of Wands is about, yes, you have this power in your hands, but you're not meant to be like hoarding it and holding it in such a way that there's an over attachment to it. It's a power that gives you the ability to take an action. And that's how the power is meant to be used. And in fact, the power is dissipated if it's held on to too tightly. Okay. I don't know why it wants to come through like that, but it is. And let's see what that's about. Okay, Leo. What is this coming in for Leo over the next 72 hours? What's this coming in for Leo in the next 72 hours? That was kind of interesting. The power being put in your hands may be the power to let something go. Huh. Ooh, that's very interesting. You may not realize how in relinquishing something you're holding on to that you once viewed as giving you power, that it actually puts you in a more powerful position. You may at one point have thought that letting go of this meant like losing a part of yourself, but it's the opposite. Like you lose more of yourself as you hold on to it. That's the truth. That's some decisive energy coming in there. This could be coming in very strongly if you are an Aquarius rising with the Sire of Swords here. There is something that is needed for transformation, and it's involved in you looking at something from more of a sort of stoic perspective and really being clear about what needs to be cut off in order for a transformation you want to see occur in your life to come to fruition. There's a truth you're standing on here, something that you know is what you're called to do. It's what's meant for you, but you can't really enact this until you experience the letting go of something else. There's something you have to bring to a completion, to a close, in order to have this come in. Yeah, and it's somebody you have been wandering with under camouflage for a while now. It's like somebody that you've had as a hidden ally or a silent partner, somebody you've been connected with that you felt really was your destiny here. But there's something that's been camouflaged in this situation. Now, it could be that you've been walking with one that you felt was your destiny, and what's camouflaged is that they aren't your destiny at all. It's not until you let them go that you actually come into contact with another who makes the path more clear. You see, this path is kind of foggy, it's sort of misty. There could be a little glamour on this path that's leading one astray. With the deer medicine there, this could be connected to a Gemini, okay, that's coming in. There could be a choice that's involved in this situation. There is a choice that needs to be made if further loss is to be avoided. It's like you want in. I keep hearing that, like, I want in, but you can't get in until this trails behind you and is left in the recesses of the past. Because only you can get through to this next level, to this next stage. The other, it's either not their path or not their time. And that's what's camouflaged here. I do feel whoever this is that you're being asked to let go of, there's some element in this connection that's really been sort of concealed. Either it's a secret ally, a secret relationship. There's something that's really been kept hidden here, and that's problematic. Now, it could be what needs to happen in order to enact the destiny is whatever this secret alliance is needs to come out of that hiding space and fully be represented. And that's what allows it to move out of that place of always feeling like it's not enough or it's lacking or there's a great sense of loss or alienation or isolation connected to this. It's like something's supposed to feel like home, but it leaves you feeling shut out. And that's why, because it's concealed, right? Maybe that is why something needs to be cut off so it can go through a transformation. Maybe that's what's needed in order for someone in the situation to have the bravery to follow their heart and bring it out of hiding. Okay, all these pieces coming in. It's what's needed for the wheel of fortune to spin here. right? So there is a transformation that is underway in this situation. There is movement. The wheel of destiny is spinning, all right? It is spinning, and you could be dealing with this Sagittarius in connection with this. It's quite possible. You could also be dealing with an Aquarius that came out pretty strongly. You could be an Aquarius rising. There could be a Taurus connected to your situation, or Scorpio. There could be a Leo connected to your situation, another Leo, all right? It could be somebody you dealt with in the past here, right? Let me get some more details about this. I do feel like things are set in motion right now. Like there's some juncture coming here to hit the mark and get on course with the destiny. But it's just a moment, remember? To move you out of this position of feeling like you're lacking or at a loss, or like you don't have the keys to the kingdom, or you're shut out or barred in some way. Yeah, there's something you're completely in the dark about. Something you're completely in the dark about. This could be a third-party situation. You may be wondering what's going on in a situation where you feel like you're cut off from having certain information. You may suspect that somebody is connecting with another. We got the Nine of Cups in reverse. You may suspect that somebody's purposefully leaving you in the dark while they go out and like have their cake and eat it too. And you feel like you're not getting what you need. I mean, this is really clear. This situation, you feel like you are not getting what you need. You got the Five of Pentacles and the Nine of Cups in reverse. And this is largely around feeling that you're being left out or cut off from something. You're also in the dark about it, and you feel burdened by this. You don't know what's going on. You suspect that another is aligned with somebody else. They're having their cake. They're eating it too. That doesn't just have to be in a romantic situation. That can be in a business situation too. That can be feeling isolated on a social level, you know, from like a friend group. You know, suddenly you're just, you know, pushed out of the loop. What's going on? We were all tight. What's happening here? You're burdened by it, whatever this is. Okay. But I do feel like something's turning here. It's your moment. Okay. It's your moment to turn this around, to get what you want. Remember, that's what's coming in here. It's your moment to seize your opportunity and to attain everything you ever wanted. But it requires that you cut something off here. Okay. More details about this before I pull out the shadow light cards for Leo to see what this is. What do they need to cut off to enact this change of fortune they're wanting to see and get things moving? Big wheel in the sky keeps a turning energy. Coming in there with journey. I do feel like there's a journey that wants to open up for you. There's a journey that you're meant to go on. There needs to be a moving forward with this. You've sort of been tarrying too long with something that's preventing you from being able to go on this journey. And oof, wow. And it's landed right on top of that, going beyond normal. Do you see? You're meant to go on a journey here with the Fool. But you've been distracted by something that's going on, you know, with another here, where you're wondering if they're off cohorting with somebody else. All right. And it's got you missing an opportunity to take a leap in your true direction here. There's a journey you're meant to go on with the Fool here. All right. This is big road opening energy. This is something that you've wanted for a long time. It's what you view as the bloom on the other side of like sucking it up and embracing a lot of thorns. And you're willing to fight for it. And you got a lot of endurance for this. And I think you've already made it quite a long way here, right? And there may even be a couple people that are keeping an eye on this as you're preparing to take some big leap here. a big leap of faith. It's sort of a free fall moment, but you do got what it takes to get there, to achieve your objective here. But you could be distracted by another that's actually better left cut off, because that energy was a selfish energy. And it doesn't really bring you the opportunity that this journey does, that this road ahead that wants to open for you does. But the number 14, temperance, that came out with going beyond normal. And also with the Wheel of Fortune, which is a Sagittarian card showing up. And the way this card fell right on top of this going beyond normal, that temperance energy. What is this? Oh, wow. Do you see? Ace of Cups in reverse. Something here is the gross cup. Something here is meant to be spilled. It's meant to be sacrificed. This won't nourish you. This won't spark transformation in your life. Not the kind of transformation you're wanting to see. Not the kind of transformation that's going to be inspiring you here, Leo. Absolutely not. Absolutely not. That was never going to fill your cup. It's only invested in what will fill its cup. Don't you see? You'll always be the one thirsty in that situation. You will be. You will be. And you'll never get what you truly desire here. There's something about not being represented, not being acknowledged on some level, feeling like left out, cut off. You'll never get that fulfillment. You won't. You won't. And it's not what you really want. But there is this new doorway that wants to open up for you. When you let this go, cut it off, there's some big transformation that happens. It makes you like the captain of your ship. You get to steer your course. You got your coordinates. You go on this journey. You may even be going on a journey over water. You may be going on a journey by boat. This is coming in quite strongly. It's got a lot of sort of like explorer kind of vibes coming in with it. But this is a journey you're meant to go on, and the journey will transform you. But you can't go here and all the advancement and all the beautiful things that want to come in as a result of this journey, if you continue to sit here waiting for acknowledgement, fulfillment, inclusion in a space that is determined to keep you always feeling like you're shut out. And if you really look at it, you'll understand it. You'll understand it. The way it's holding you back. Cut of the deck here on this. Yeah, see? That swords energy is coming out so strongly. It's really coming out that that air is what is needed for transformation. You need to act on your truth. You know this isn't it. It's not enough. And when you do this, look at this. You transform your situation with the shaman here. Then you get to take the actions you need to take to transform your world. It's like a path opens up for you. This feels like a very spiritual experience too. It's like your path to empowerment opens up for you. There's some major alchemical point that happens here. It's not with this. It's not with this. It's within you. The transformation happens in you. And then that's what really transforms your world. All of a sudden things come into alignment. And it's because you stopped waiting around for something to quench your thirst that never would. And instead you choose to quench your own here. You'll discover that everybody that you are meant to come into alignment with, all the elements you need for you to arrive at the transformation you're wanting to see in your life, they're all going to occur on this other side of you cutting this off. and being decisive with it. And you will get illumination about this. You will get the inspiration. You will know when you need to do that, how you need to do it, how you need to execute it, what you need to say at that moment. Like, all of it is going to become very clear for you. Very clear for you. It's like you're calling it quits on something, but you're really getting a very clear idea of how to do that and what it's opening up for you. That's what I got. Gemini energy connected to this, coming in pretty strongly. You could be wanting to see transformation with the Gemini. All right, this coming in. This could be like the proverbial lover's choice too. You've been at the crossroads for a while, and now there's an activation point to turn this situation around. Once you let something go that's been preventing the movement forward. All right, let's get some ideas about what that could be and more details coming in here for you, Leo, over the next 72 hours. What does Leo need to know over the next 72 hours, Spirit? What's coming in for Leo around all this over the next 72 hours, Spirit? Give me some more details for Leo. I just saw the Discover, Learn, and Play card. Okay, so there's something you're learning about here that you're not gonna like it. Okay, when you discover this like element here, I feel like there's some kind of information you're coming across, and it's sort of like it's not what you're wanting to see. But once you discover this, it does sort of give you a new strategy for how you want to move forward here. This should be looked at as the turning point. Don't look at it as losing yourself. Look at it as finding yourself in that moment. You're not going to see that until you arrive at a point of hindsight. It's okay to feel the rub of that, you know, the acknowledgement of it when you discover this element that you didn't see before. But you should put all that ire into being motivated to taking another action in a new direction and being very firm with your cutoff, right? Yep. Be firm with your cutoff so you don't tie yourself up in knots and end up getting to this place where, you know, you're stuck. You're stuck because you don't want to look at what's been clearly pointed out to you. And so instead you keep going over it in your head, trying to figure out another way you could see what's obvious. That's what I got. That's the way you can really hold yourself up here, and you'll miss your moment. See, because you'll miss your moment. It's funny. This is the card that's sticking to my finger there. Okay, this is on offer. Like that thing you've been waiting for, what you've been waiting for, what you've wanted, that moment is coming into port for you, right? But if you're washed out to sea and you're not really at the helm steering your course here because you're, you know, caught up in this, you know, caught up in trying to get something from something that can't give you what you want, you're going to miss what you want actually coming in, all right? It wants to, but you could get yourself caught up by not being decisive with what you know to be true. And if you do that, you're playing tricks on yourself. You're going to lose really big here with the Joker coming up in the shadow, right? Yep. Again, hold on to it because right behind that, yeah, and then it even went in reverse when it finally ended up back down here. Yeah. Your energy very strongly there, King of Clubs, okay? You don't want to do that. You'll lose big. You'll lose big. 6 of Clubs in reverse. That's going to smart, man. That's going to be like a big loss if you get caught up in that. Don't try to get satisfaction out of a place that ain't got no satisfaction, that doesn't want to, represent you, that doesn't back you, that doesn't include you. Like, come on. That's ridiculous. Everything you want wants to come in for you, but it all depends on this moment of empowerment here, where I feel like you got to break away from something that doesn't let you be in your power. That's how it's coming through. That's how it's coming through. You may have even been kind of like having talks with yourself about this recently, like trying to get yourself fired up for this, because you know it. I think you do know it. I think you've already lost something here. And you stand to lose your one moment if you don't recognize what's really worth fighting for. And what's really worth fighting for is your passion and your purpose and this opportunity that's coming your way to have everything you ever wanted, right? Don't let it slip away because you're still trying to get everything you ever wanted out of something that has no desire to give it to you. I don't know what that's about. It could come in many forms, but there's something you're not seeing clearly here, where no matter how bad you may want it from that particular source or that particular person, it doesn't have it to give to you. That's kind of how it's coming through. And I'm not meaning that in a disrespectful way at all. It's more the opposite. Like, it's more like me gassing you up. Like, this isn't capable of giving you what you really are worthy of here. You know what I'm saying? You got to kind of like look at it in a different way, man. You got to look at it in a different way. One more round. Learn what's really worth fighting for. Like, your dreams are worth fighting for, Leo. Your desires are worth fighting for, Freedom from anything that doesn't allow you to step into this power is worth fighting for. That's the action to take. It's about your personal value here. Do you see? Shine bright like a diamond, okay? It's your time to shine, man. You're gonna have your full moon coming up. It's like your spotlight moment. So there's something that, you got to stop defending here, all right? And it looks like somebody you were partnered with, okay? This could be somebody that, you wanted them to see you were worth the investment. You wanted them to see that what you were building, growing, developing had value. You wanted them to see you. And this person is distracted. They chase superficial things. They see something as valuable in the moment until it's acquired, and then suddenly it doesn't have value anymore. And then they're on to the next, and there's no need to chase after this or to long for it or to even try to get it to acknowledge your value, because they wouldn't know real value. This opportunity doesn't have the value to recognize, what's worth investing in, even if it was like right in their face. You know what I'm saying? So there's something about really understanding that's not worth defending anymore. Yeah, that ain't it. And when you realize that it's like a big wound is healed in you, and then that's when the light gets through. Yep. That's when the light gets through. Because you don't have time for this anymore. It's been a manipulation. It's been a manipulation, but you learned a lot from it. It has made you wiser. It will teach you what you truly value at the end of the day. I do see you getting to this good place, though. This Queen of Diamonds energy, like where you're standing on business. You're like, no, this is where it's at. I'm not going to be, manipulated by the parts in me that are really just hungering for me to step into my power. That's what it is. It's like the young wounded parts in ourselves that want something that completely eludes us because that's the pattern we had in our childhood, or that's what came about these themes in our fundamental experiences as we were coming into our own sense of identity. It came from all the authority figures that were around us in our lives. And so we continue to tell ourselves like, but if this were to happen, then suddenly like I have value. We may not recognize it as that on the surface at the time. It's something we understand later. But there's something here where you're like, no, those parts inside of me that are hungry, they don't need to obtain that validation, that false power, that false empowerment from another recognizing it in me. It's by me. It's by me stepping into the empowerment of the realization that those parts are truly fed. And that's ironically what opens up the door to success for you, prosperity for you. You're not following after something that's just a glamour. It's a mirage. It's a manipulation. It's a way to satisfy an emotionally hungry part of yourself that really is truly hungry, not for the validation of others, but for you to recognize who you are. That's how it's coming through. Whatever this is, it's a big turning point for you and what's possible for you. Yeah, you're seeing the light. Now the lights are on. You had that 10 of Wands. You were in the dark. Oh, all lights are on now. You see clearly. All of a sudden, there's a lot to discover here. There's a lot to learn, and it changes the hand you're going to play. You're getting a seat at the table here. I see you really playing your hand well here. You're going to understand that something's been oppressive, but it's had a purpose. And when it dawns on you, you're like, oh my God, I've been free all along. And then you really, like, it's like you get the key that sets you free. You get the key that sets you free. You've been holding yourself back here. And it has something to do with like a narrative that's been running the show. I feel like it has young roots. It's from something in your childhood that, you know, yeah, it's from something in your childhood that was never resolved. The way that wanted to cut out like that, I feel like it's something that's been operating on the subconscious level, but you're going to get a chance to bring it up to conscious awareness, Leo. And in doing that, it no longer has power over you. So you get to weave your destiny. You're no longer subject to the whims of fate. You know how to alchemize those experiences and turn them into true gold, right? A big moment of spiritual victory coming in here for you. Spiritual. Maybe it's a little magical too. I have to say, spiritual. It's a new word. Oh my goodness. Okay. We're going to move on. We're going to move on to Sagittarius here at 123.09. Sagittarius. All right. Big change coming in here for you, Sagittarius. You know it's time. Okay. So I feel like you feel a certain time approaching where time's up on pondering something. You've been pondering your orb for a while now, Sagittarius, and now it's time to actually step into the vision that you've been scrying in it. So let's see what's coming in here for Sagittarius. Again, any strong Sagittarius placement, prominent placement in the 9th house or Gemini rising. What's coming in here for Sagittarius over the next 72 hours. How to best a devil. This is what you got on your mind. How do I best this devil? There's something here that makes you feel really held back. There's something here that you feel is limiting your scope of influence. There's something here that feels constricting, confining, limiting, and it looks like it frustrates the hell out of you too. And you're starting to feel heated about it. And at one point or another, that heat is going to come to the surface for the sake of transformation. Now, that's kind of a difficult space to be in because we can use our fire in a way that is progressive and it's transformational, and it helps to sort of blaze a trail, and we can use it destructively too. And I feel like you got pressurized fire here. There's something you've just about had enough of here. I think it's being held back from some kind of advancement you want to be experiencing, you want to be seeing, but you feel like you keep coming up against roadblocks. You just feel like you're being held back to a certain level. And there's something here about it's something being imposed, and that doesn't feel right to you, justified. But it's something inside of you that's holding you back that you need to discover here, I feel. Because you see, once you discover what this is, then you'll break free of what's holding you back. It's something that's not really readily apparent to you yet, though, okay? We got Capricorn energy coming in there, Sag. So let's see what this is. Let's see what this is. You could be dealing with a Capricorn in relation to this. You could be dealing with a Cancer rising in relation to this. Okay. Or vice versa. Capricorn rising, Cancer sun sign. All right. There could be both those signs you're dealing with could be coming into this matter. This could be something that's going on the home front. This could be connected to a mother. This could be something that's connected to your sense of belonging. Like maybe you feel like you belong at a certain, stage in development of a project or something you're working on, or you feel like you belong in a certain position, or you belong at a certain table, but you feel like held back. You feel like there isn't a place for you there. You're not understanding why. You're not understanding why you don't got a place at that table. You don't understand why the drawbridge isn't down for you. Like there's something you're like, what's up here? I don't get it. Something's not adding up. Added up. That song from the Violent Femmes. There might be a connection there. There could be somebody connected to you that's like a little bitter, a little scornful. Yeah, I don't know. I see you're preparing to take a risk here, though. You're preparing for some kind of new beginning. You're starting to get real focused on what's required for you to take a leap of faith to get where you want to go. Because you feel like you've got to take a big leap. There's got to be a risk because maybe you've been playing it too safe, or maybe there have been a couple people here that, you've been held back by for one reason or another. But there's something here where you have to be a little bit daring, sort of throw some caution to the wind and trust that you got what it takes to go the distance with whatever this is. You're ready for a new beginning. I think that you're ready to hedge your bets. That's how it's kind of coming through. Full energy, Aries energy coming in there, okay? I do think there's a couple people keeping an eye on you. They're getting antsy. They're getting antsy. They can feel like the pressure building in the environment. They're getting antsy. You got some antsy people around you. Antsy people, they're getting a little like, they're feeling like you might, it's interesting. It's because they're the ones that are antsy, but they're feeling like you may be getting a little skittish. That's how it's coming through. But actually you're not. You're not skittish at all. I feel like you've just been kind of like biding your time, biting your tongue in some cases. Yeah. But you've been focused all along on where you're going. You've been dreaming up the world you want to see. See, I told you, you've been pondering your orb. Yeah, but we still got a character here sort of surveying that, you know? It's like you got eyes on you, and I think you know you got eyes on you. Maybe because you've been spending a little bit more time to yourself, you pulled your energy back a little bit. Maybe you're not as accessible as you once were, so you might find that there's kind of like, you know, you're drawing attention. You're drawing attention. That might be why you know really soon here it's going to be time to act. Whatever this is, I see you got a lot of fortune on your side with this, with the Six of Wands, seeing you victorious there, coming in with the Nine of Cups. This is achieving a certain objective. There's some kind of wish fulfillment here. At least that's what you're focusing on. This is what you've been pondering in that orb of yours. What do we got coming in with it? This has something to do with a connection. You're wanting to get moving. This is somebody that you feel soul connection with the Two of Cups here. You see eye to eye with this person. You want to bridge a certain distance with somebody. You want to have that montage moment. Yes, with the Eight of Wands. You know you got some opposition here, but you don't care. You got your sights set. You're wanting to get things moving. It looks like with somebody. Okay, somebody you feel like a real soul connection with. You're wanting to get like a communication going. You're wanting to set things in motion. You're wanting to move out of the place of just sort of dreaming about something or envisioning what could happen if the two of your energies came together. And you're like, no, I'm ready to make it happen. Your energy forward, very strong here. Queen of Wands coming in with the Nine of Pentacles here. Yes, you're ready to strike while the iron's hot. You see there's great reward at hand if you do. This could even be partnering with somebody with the Nine of Pentacles here. This could be partnering with somebody on a brilliant idea, you know, something that could be very successful for both of you. There could be some kind of creative angle involved to this. You could be dealing with another fire sign in relation to this as well. Okay. Give me more details about this for Sagittarius. What is this? What is this with this Queen of Wands energy? Yes. Currently, it's something that's in the realm of the unknown, but you're wanting to light up this area. You don't know what's going to happen. Maybe you're approaching somebody about something, or somebody's approaching you. They want to offer up an opportunity to partner. Okay? To partner, to come together on something here. There's a real soul connection here, whatever this is. There's an Ace of Swords coming in with this. So there's definite communication about this coming in. Somebody's going to present an opportunity here. This will happen within this current season with the Ace of Swords there, winter timing card, okay? You're going to come into contact, into alignment with this person. For you, this is like a big victory. It's like an opportunity for everything you ever wanted. It's like that personal fulfillment. This is a personal wish here that you've had. Okay. One more round. Okay. Wow. I do see that this is going to be a yes. This is going to be a go. This manifestation will come in for you with the Hierophant here. There is transformation that's been enacted here with the Rainbow Dragon. And the treasures, all that's stored within this experience and this hope that you have for this future is being warded over here. It does bring the 10 of Pentacles. So I do feel like there is something here that you want to invest in with another on. Like there's something you want to partner with them on. It's like a shared vision, because the 9 of Pentacles goes to the 10. So I see that this other individual is on board. And this is something that really brings a rise in fortune. There could be quite a bit of financial growth in relation to this. Like this could be like a brilliant creative idea, because there is cups energy here. It feels like it's something that's very soul aligned. Whoever you're working with here, whoever you're partnering with here, like you connect on a real soul level. Ted was very affirmative of that. He's like, woo, yeah. You feel the soul connection. And when your energies come together, it's like, it's very kinetic. Okay. There's a lot of like this spark between your connection. There's something about the eyes and the way you connect through your eyes. You recognize something within each other. It's that soul connection. It's a familiarity. It's like, you're like me. You're my ilk. Like you all understand each other on a level that no one else understands you on. Ace of Wands with that. Yeah, it's powerful. Your energies together, it's powerful. It's a very powerful connection. There's going to be a very strong action taken in this direction. I see it. It will happen in the winter. It will happen in the winter. This will happen before spring. I see there will be mutual investment in whatever this is, and there is growth. And it's solid. It's rooted, and it's not just like, oh, it's something we're dreaming of. No, this is something that is actually happening in material reality with the 10 of Pentacles on the scene. Let me do a cut of the deck here, see what we got. What a positive message for you, man. All right, there might be a little upheaval involved in this. All right, it's going to stir things up, but I think your truth is so solid in this situation, and the truth that is communicated is so freaking clear. It is so fucking clear. It just cuts through so many layers of illusion and BS that's caused so much rerouting, so much mess in a situation. There's such clarity that comes in through the communication that it cuts through a whole lot of chaos with such precision. This is knowing what to say, what to do, when to say it, how to do it, impeccable timing. It just brings calm to a situation that it's kind of funny. It brings calm to a situation for you and this other that you're teaming up with here, but it stirs up everything around you, but you all are just like on lock in this space. It's really kind of cool. It's because of what's communicated though. Yes, and it does bring about an ending in a situation, okay? So it brings something to a close. I feel like whatever is being brought to a close here, that's that energy that's super disruptive. Do you see though? Remember initially you came in as you were the devil. You were in that position where you were chained up, maybe even because somebody branded you that, they made you the villain in their story. It could have been a group of people here who've been holding you accountable, like wanting you to suffer for something that it had nothing to do with you. You know what I'm saying? Like you got put in that position of the scapegoat. You took a certain fall that you weren't meant to take here. But I see tables are turning here. You're on the other side of that. And now these people are here, singing the bones. They're learning the lessons that come on the other side of the wheel there. I do feel like at one point, this particular group of people, it looks like a group of people may have had the upper hand in the situation. They may have been in a more powerful position. They may have turned their loyalty away from you. But now the power has been weakened. I feel internally through disloyalty within this group. Ironically, Ooh, powerful. Okay, let's check it out. Let's see what's coming in here with the shadow light cards to sort of cap this off. I do feel like you're going to get to witness this. There's something about that. I don't know what that is, but it's like you are meant to witness it. I don't think that you're meant to witness it in such a way where it's about you gloating. It doesn't feel like it's that kind of experience. It's more like an affirming experience, and it is something that, though I feel it brings disruption to others, like you see the order in it, and there's something about it that gives you a sense of calm, or maybe a belief that, okay, there really is balance in the world. Like maybe something felt very unjust to you for a long time, or really out of balance. You needed to have faith in that. Okay. Yeah. You needed to have faith in that with the 7 of spades and the shadow for sure, big time. That's like outright theft of that 10 of pentacles energy, you know? It's outright theft of what should have already been yours. Okay? It's like robbery, you know? It is. It's like robbery. There's some, you know, robbery that occurred here that was totally created by illusion with the 10 of hearts and the shadow. It was a glamour. It was an illusion, and it caused major loss here. But you're starting to see through the machinations. You're starting to see through this. And I feel like there's like a message, there's a communication that comes in that illuminates a lot for you around this too, Sagittarius. Okay, let's see what we got here around this. Give me more details about this, Spirit. For Sagittarius. Give me more details about this for Sagittarius. Yeah, I mean, a certain Joker is being revealed. And it's like, who's laughing now? Whatever was robbed will be rectified. I have to tell you, you know, and this for you is an answer to a prayer. And it's being answered for you because you did let go. You did let go. You didn't resist fate. You accepted fate. But even in accepting fate, you got to get a clear view of a situation. You've been really mindful of, you know, studying a situation. You've been wanting to understand something. And so rather than just jumping to conclusions, you opened up your mind to understand, to get a different perspective. You've looked at a situation through a different window on the grid. And it's been revealing this to you. Let's see what else we got here for you. Yeah. And when you saw it, you recognized that though disappointing, it's actually something that gave you hope. Because once you understood what the problem is, what was causing the lack of growth, what was causing the lack of empowerment, what was causing the lack of advancement, you finally felt like, okay, now I know what the challenge is. Now I understand why I've been experiencing opposition, resistance. And once that became very clear, it became very clear why something needed to be brought to an end, because it would only be a betrayal of yourself after what you came to understand. Mm-hmm. You recognize that the way your heart was moving you forward before was an illusion. It was something that was a bit of a glamour, but it's a glamour that you almost had to cast on yourself. You had to get lost to find the true way. And that is what's coming in for you with the 8 of clubs in the light. This is communication and movement. Why? Because now you're aligning with the true way. You're finding the way through because you're seeing through a deception here. Any other details for Sagittarius around this, please, Spirit? Any other details around this for Sagittarius, Spirit? Okay. I mean, that pretty much covers it all. energies on the board. We got water sign energy here, Cancer, Pisces, Scorpio, air sign energy, Gemini, Libra, Aquarius. We had earth sign energy come out too, Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn. We had fire, so all the signs come out here, man. All the signs, all the signs. Yeah, there is something here that it might appear kind of harsh, but there is something here that needs to be cut off cold, I feel, if you're to truly follow your heart. And this is going to become quite evident to you. I do feel like you will be judged for this action. I'm just going to go ahead and put out there, like, I do feel you will be judged for this action. People are going to say that you are being too harsh with your judgment here. You are not. You are not. And you don't have time to explain it to them, so don't get caught up in that. Take the L in respect to your fall from grace in their eyes. It don't matter anyway, and I don't think you're attacked. However you're aligned here in your heart, it feels right to you, and you know you're heading in the right direction. Yep. You are well aware. You have all lights on in the room. You're not operating in the dark here. You let go of everything that was weighing you down. You see things very clearly with the 10 of clubs in the light here. And this is real positive messages returned as well. So I feel like there's some kind of line of communication opening up here. It's with whoever this is you're coming into alignment with. And it's like all lights on in the room, all systems go. This is positive. This is positive, okay? But there is like an energy here that's vexing over it. They are vexed. They are vexed over this. And they are quite manipulative. And this could be somebody that you've been romantically involved with before, or this could be somebody that is a very conniving influence. It's got, you know, water sign energy around it, or somebody that you have, you know, really felt emotional connection to. At times, you would know this connection has felt suffocating or confusing, like very manipulative. That's the kind of energy charge in this connection, right? You need to be aware of here. They are going to be sort of on the warpath about this. That's what I got, because they know you're coming into alignment with something here. They're going to know when you cut this off, they're going to know where you're going. That's what I got. Okay. So that's something you need to be aware of. But I think in that case, you already know what you need to say, what you need to do, how you need to do it, how you need to time it, all that. You've already thought of all of this, you know, when it comes to following this. I do want to kind of look into this just for a minute. Is there anything Sagittarius needs to know about handling this particular character, this King of Hearts in the shadow? Is there anything the Sagittarius needs to know about this matter, the way to handle it, or how it'll turn out? Just to give them some assistance with navigating this. This is not a soulmate. Okay? Apparently you need to hear that. That's what can best support you with this. If you're wondering if this person is your soulmate, no. No, they are not. No, they are not. They actually were sent here to lead you off that track. So you could be deterred from coming into alignment with the person you're meant to partner with. You see, some connections are really dynamic. They're meant to come together, because when the two come together, something brilliant is born through the bond. And so there are certain energies out there that will come forward to thwart that, to bind, to prevent the bonding. Because to have the two come together, it builds some kind of light. It brings some kind of light into the world. And you will always have the oppositional energy. It's just the nature of reality. It is dualistic. You know, the brighter the light, the darker the shadow. That is the way it is. Brighter the light, the darker the shadow. So that's what this is. And that's the role that this character has played in your life. And you really need to get that memo. That's important to understand, because it's a manipulation to lead you away. But there's something you're seeing clearly. One more card on that, please. One more card on that, please, for Sagittarius. Yep, look at that. You need block it. Block it. Effectively block it so you can have the way through. It's a connection you got with somebody online here, and it's time to cut it off. All right? Block it. This is something that is best left cut off, I have to say, because otherwise it's going to hold you up here. Cut of the deck energy. Got some shadow coming through here. Yep. It's like, yep, ward against this with the 7 of clubs in the shadow. All right? Because this is an oppositional energy. So there's a need to gain a higher ground from it. And I think you will outwit it. I think you got some tricks up your sleeve, because you've been looking at something at all different angles. And I do see that working out very well for you. It will get you the desired result with the 10 of hearts. Yep. And another is going to be left kind of scratching their head and confused about that. Whoever you're tripping up here with the 7 of hearts in the shadow. All right. That's what I got for you, Sag. Kind of spicy there, but fun way to kind of close things out. It looks like an interesting time for the fire signs. I like it. I like it. I've been liking the fire sign downloads that have been coming in. I think y'all are in a good place. You're ready to take action. You're ready to bring your fire forward after sort of like using the kindling and kind of getting a slow burn going, right? Now you're ready to sort of like use all that reserves you've built up there to really make something dynamic happen. And I love it, you know? Bring it to them, man. Put on a show. That's what you all are here to do. You are the entertainers, and you never disappoint. So burn bright, burn fast, burn hot, and seize that opportunity before it slips you by.